Hey everyone, good afternoon. I'm Darrell Winninger, meteorologist at Central Oregon Daily News. And across the high desert today, we've had a split forecast, split conditions really, because for some parts of Central Oregon where we woke up to AM fog that lifted and did not dissipate, it's just been cold. For others where we started off with more sunshine or there was some fog that lifted up and got out of here, and we had very pleasant conditions. And as of right now, this evening, that fog is starting to settle back in through much of the high desert. It's even spreading out as cloud cover, and that cloud cover is descending as well. And we can see that from the Bend camera. These Central Oregon cameras are from multiple different sources, including Oregon Hazards Lab, as well as Hoodoo and Bachelor, and even one up at Lake Billy Chinook, and a couple from Oregon State Parks. Now, here through the overnight hours, we're expecting more of this cloud cover to become fog and spread out across Central Oregon. We're already starting to see that. Outside of that, over the inversion, we have more sunshine, but let's take a continued tour. Let's look around through some other cameras because we can see that it's already changing up in Bend. Hinkle Butte, zero visibility. Klein Buttes, zero visibility. Powell Butte, very low visibility. And Pine Mountain, there are two different cameras up there, and both of them showing a little bit of haze. Now, just switching gears one more time and looking back up at a Bachelor camera, this one overlooks Tumalo Mountain, and Bend is on the other side of it, and you can see that low-level cloud cover, that fog, stretched across from southern Redmond all the way down to North Bend, and you can see that cloud cover continuing to spread out a little bit more. And I'm going to do you one better. I'm going to go ahead and open this graphic up so we can get a better look at it, and we're actually going to do some zooming for you so we can really see just how bad it is. So right now that fog looks like it continues to spread out across Central Oregon, but when we look on the other side of Tumalo Mountain, we can actually see that it's pretty dense, and it looks like that might be Klein Buttes right there. Not quite sure, but either way, I do know that Klein Buttes does have a lot of fog already. And when we look at visible satellite imagery, we can see that that fog has just been persistent. Now, for some of us, it actually lifted up off the surface, but it just hung out overhead, kept our temperatures from going very far, and there's only been a light breeze. Now, this fog the cloud cover is going to descend and then spread back out. Outside of that, though, no real cloud cover precipitation to talk about, and where it's almost to where we can't use visible satellite imagery anymore, so that loop was just stopping about an hour ago. And about the same time I took this image, which is the panoramic shot from Powell Butte looking all the way around. So starting off in the east, looking towards the southeast, we don't see as much fog at Powell Butte, but when we turn the camera around to the south and southwest, we can see that fog pretty far stretched out, going all the way to the west and northwest. Right here, that is Smith Rock in Terrebonne. And Klein Butte's, I think it's right behind the tower right here. Either way, we can see that low-level cloud cover that's about to descend, and it's already started to descend. So right now, right around Terrebonne, going up through Cricket River Ranch, as well as a few other locations like Colburn, getting up towards Madras, we have visibility that's as low as a quarter mile. For some locations in the orange, it is orange or a half-mile visibility, and all that yellow out there, that is 1 mile visibility. So just to throw one more loop into play for you, just to see what else is happening, the visibility, actually, this is visibility and low-level cloud cover. It's just low-level clouds and fog. Doesn't show that it's completely settled in just yet, but that is expected. However, when we look at some real-time observations, what we do see, instead of just looking at a product that's derived from satellite imagery, looking at actual cameras, we have fog in Sisters. We have fog in Bend. This is Cooley Road, so we're looking at North Bend there. And we do have a little fog in Madras as well. However, Prineville, Lava Butte, and Lapine, not nearly as bad. And when, in fact, we can see some shadows on the ground, that's indicative of sunshine. And at elevation, we have that sunshine there as well. Very sad to see that at St. Ann Pass and Willamette Pass, we can actually see the grass off the side of the road, as well as that government camp. But that government camp is, it's at Loop Road. We just do not have a lot of snow up there. And the last measurements that I saw taken We're right around 4 p.m. when they updated it. This was about 4:30, so just before the 5 o'clock show, just before right now. And we actually lost an inch at both Bachelor and Hoodoo. Timberline lost 3 inches, no new change at Meadows. And then going forward, looking at Friday's powder prognosis, what we see is that no new snow is expected tonight, and by tomorrow we're back into the 40s and 50s once again. Now, the last couple of days we've been keeping our eyes on air quality. Right now, good air quality for most of Central Oregon. Now, when it comes to satellite and radar, let's take the zoomed out approach. Let me back up. Let's zoom back in. So you can see with this satellite and radar, you can see that low level cloud cover. It's very faint on the map, but that is cloud cover, and that is what's settling and becoming fog. And you could even see it spread it down from north of Bend all the way down into Bend before it really starts to descend. And just looking out the window right now, it's not too bad, but that reduced visibility is on the way. Now, when we look at the bigger picture, what we're seeing is not only do we have that low-level cloud cover, but there are some clouds in the higher altitudes, just not bringing any precipitation at all. In fact, the entire Pacific Northwest is firmly under the influence of this broad ridge of high pressure. But I want you to look a little closely real quick. We're going to leave this into motion, but we're going to zoom in. So we know that from Bend up through Madras, that's fog, including Sisters right now, going all the way up through Wasco County, cutting across Sherman, Gilliam, Morrow County, going all the way over towards Pendleton, in fact, at Umatilla County, and then up into southern Washington. That's a huge block of fog. We are just on the very edge of it. And so that means the next couple of days, if we don't see something change, we're going to get locked into one of those foggy patterns. Good news is something's going to change, just not until we get into this weekend. So when it comes to satellite imagery and pressure, right now we're looking at infrared. Before we were looking at visible and a blend of the two. And infrared just looks at the color of the top of the cloud. So where our fog is, it's very white, and that's mostly because it's a higher temperature. It's not as cold as those upper level clouds. And so what we're seeing is that is continuing to spread out little by little. And tonight we're expecting some freezing fog. And under this ridge of high pressure, we still have a couple more days before rain chances return. But that next system is further out over the Pacific Ocean already starting to develop, just on top of the word Thursday in the banner down there. And so when we look at a different view of this, water vapor imagery just shows dry air over the region outside of that low elevation moist air where we have our clouds becoming fog. Now, our forecast model actually shows that through the next couple of hours, that fog really sets up, becomes widespread, and then it starts to turn into freezing fog that lasts into Friday morning. Then Friday, winds get a little breezy at times. It helps to kick up some of that fog, but really other parts of Central Oregon, it's sticking around. And in those locations, temperatures do not go very far. Where we get more sunshine earlier in the day, that's where we're looking at 50s and 60s. By Saturday, more clouds are expected. By Saturday evening and overnight, some showers, and then we get wet as that next system rolls through. So right now in Redmond and Madras, we have 100% humidity. That's where we have that dense fog. Starting to see it in Sisters. This is coming from a sensor that's just in Sisters, not quite at Sisters Airport where we saw that fog thickening up, and Prineville looks like it's about to settle in for you as well. Meanwhile, look at this. High temperatures in the last 24 hours ranging from 36 degrees in Redmond through the 40s, through the 50s, to 63 in La Pine, 65 in Paulina. So that is a broad range in temperatures, and actual temperatures right now are close to that. It's just above freezing in Redmond, below freezing at 30 degrees in Sisters, in 50s for Sun River and La Pine, 62 in Paulina, but 36 in both Bend, Prineville, and in Madras, and 42 in Warm Springs. Look at this. This is an insane graphic. That shows that we are running between 1 degree warmer than 24 hours ago out in Paulina to 32 degrees colder than it was this time yesterday. Now tonight, temperatures fall back through the 30s, reaching into the 20s for many of us. By tomorrow, another round of 40s, and take that 40s loosely, because it all depends on whether or not you start off with sunshine or you have that cloud stick around all day. We're looking at another broad range in temperatures, ranging between the 30s and the 60s once again. So that is something we're going to continue to track, but I mean, ultimately, we're just looking at that huge range in temperatures through the day tomorrow, and it's going to be chilly, and where that fog is, that's going to be the deciding factor. So highs between the 30s to the 60s. Now, going forward, We start to see a shift in the weather pattern Saturday. That's when our cold front starts to approach. Some PM showers are expected, and where we get those PM showers, we're going to start to see it cool down a little bit quicker. And through the next few days, we see the shift in the weather pattern that's actually going to leave us with more showers, chillier conditions, and winds that are just going to become gusty at times. The big change up in that pattern starts on Sunday. So between now and then, roller coaster temperatures are expected, then it gets chilly, and those showers are really expected Sunday, lingering into Monday. I'll fix that one for us. But between now and Sunday at 11 p.m., we are all getting wet. Some snow is expected in the Cascades, and another system is going to be offshore. We'll look at some of those numbers in just a minute, but let's focus on our forecast model, because the forecast model actually has some of that fog already starting to impact us here this evening and continuing through the overnight hours. And so it spreads out. It really impacts us. Some of it is going to indeed be freezing fog, and the forecast model shows it lifting up and dissipating by the afternoon. However, I think we're looking at conditions very similar to today, where some of us get socked in, and in those locations it's just going to be cold. Where we actually get a little more sunshine, that's where we're looking at 50s and 60s. By Saturday, increasing clouds, and it's going to get breezy on Saturday, even gusty at times. Then Saturday evening and overnight, prefrontal showers start to roll in, but notice it's all green, it's all rain. And as the system really begins to impact us through the day on Sunday, we're actually looking at rain becoming snow showers. So I'm going to look at that one more time. We're going to pull a different forecast model in, though. This is the GFS, and the GFS is actually showing similar conditions. We have that fog overnight, and then through Saturday is when we finally get increasing clouds, then showers. But let's zoom in, let's get a little closer, because we are looking at rain becoming snow showers, and then some lingering snow by the time we get to Monday. By Tuesday and Wednesday, we still have these in and out clouds, just not much at all in the way of precipitation until we get to late in the 7-day planner. So between now and Monday at 11 p.m., we are looking at some rain and snow showers. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and change this up a little bit. I had this all stacked. It was all nice and everything, but we're going to look at something a little bit different real quick. This is a similar forecast model, and it's actually timed out to start at 5 p.m. on Saturday when those showers are starting to roll. And at that point, just some scattered showers. Then rain becomes widespread, and through Sunday at 7 a.m., mostly rain, even in the mountains. And with getting that much precipitation that's just going to be liquid, we're looking at melting in the snowpack. Then we start to see falling snow levels with snow showers starting to total up, bringing us eventually 3 to 6 inches of snow in the mountains, but in the lower elevations, nada. We're just looking at more wintry mix and rain across most of Central Oregon. Right now, winds are not too impressive at all, and here through the next couple of days, we're actually looking at winds getting breezy and then gusty at times. We're just nowhere near that. So here through the overnight hours, a gentle breeze. By tomorrow, breezy at times. This is Friday, and as winds get breezy at times through the afternoon, that could help clear the air a little bit. But then by Saturday, it's getting breezy. By Sunday, that's when the gusty conditions are expected. So for tonight, this fog already spreading out. It's spreading out as cloud cover. That cloud cover about to descend, and as it does, we are looking at some freezing fog as temperatures bottom out in the 20s and 30s. And then by Friday, that split forecast again. Some of us, that lingering fog stays with us through the day, and some locations just becomes cloud cover, and others it stays foggy, and we're just looking at cold conditions in those locations. So because I change the numbers to match what that forecast is, it's not really matching the colors with the actual temperatures. The colors that are on the map are what the forecast models have, and it shows it getting super mild. But as long as that fog sticks around with us, it's just going to be chilly. So freezing fog Friday, by Saturday 50s, by Sunday back into the 40s. That's when we get into our active weather pattern. That's when rain and snow showers are expected. Not much in the way of snow totals, nothing impressive, not even in the Cascades. By Monday and Tuesday, in and out clouds, but staying near average for this time of the year with some roller coaster temperatures, and another bout of shower activity starting up by Thursday of next week. So a quick look at your weather headlines for this Thursday, February the 5th. It's going to be sunny and mild for some of us. Areas of freezing fog are expected in those areas by tomorrow. It just stays really chilly where this fog does not lift up and it does not dissipate. By Sunday, that's our next round of rain, and that next round of rain is definitely going to be just what the doctor ordered. We are looking at a lot of precipitation in the Cascades and even some snow, but some of the snowpack could actually melt because of the rain that's heading in ahead of that. And as of right now, there's no precipitation in sight. But when we look a little closer, we can see the outline of that fog that's really digging in and spreading out across central Oregon. And it's spread all the way from the Columbia River Gorge and southern Washington all the way down into central Oregon. Now, that is the latest in weather. Join us tonight on Central Oregon Daily News. We will have the latest headlines and your most reliable forecast. We'll see you then.